Last time, Jupiter vaporized you in 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I thought that was bad. Then I started researching Venus. And honestly, Jupiter was the merciful one. Venus is our closest neighbor. It's roughly the same size as Earth, same mass, same gravity. On paper, it sounds almost like home. It is the furthest thing from home. From space, Venus looks stunning. It's the brightest object in the night sky after the moon. Ancient civilizations worshipped it, called it the morning star, the evening star. And I get it. It really does look beautiful. But that glow, that's not light reflecting off oceans or forests. That's light bouncing off thick clouds of sulfuric acid. The beauty is literally made of poison. For centuries, scientists thought Venus might be covered in jungle, warm, humid, maybe even life. They were not even close. The surface of Venus is 465 degrees Celsius every single day. Night too. 465 degrees. That's hot enough to melt lead. Let that sink in. Not hot enough to melt ice. Not hot enough to boil water. Hot enough to melt lead. Mercury is closer to the Sun and still cooler than Venus, because Venus has a runaway greenhouse effect. The atmosphere locks in heat and never releases it. It's been doing this for billions of years. The planet literally cannot cool down. It just keeps getting worse. The moment you stepped onto the surface, you'd combust. Not burn slowly, combust instantly. Okay, but let's say you have a heat-proof suit. Somehow, the pressure will still get you. The atmospheric pressure on Venus is 92 times greater than Earth's. That's like being 900 meters underwater. Think about that. Almost a full kilometer underwater. That pressure would crush your body like it's nothing. Your lungs collapse. Your bones crack. Everything fails at once. The Soviet Venera probes were built specifically to survive Venus. Reinforced metal, designed for extreme pressure. The best one lasted 127 minutes. Then it was destroyed. You are not tougher than a Soviet spacecraft built in the 1980s. Nobody is. So we have combustion and being crushed to death. Venus still has one more thing for you. It rains on Venus. Sulfuric acid rain. The clouds of Venus, the ones that make it look so beautiful from space, are made entirely of sulfuric acid. Every single cloud. The whole sky is acid. The acid rain evaporates before reaching the surface because it's too hot down there, which sounds like good news until you realize you're not on the surface yet. You're falling through those clouds. Sulfuric acid dissolves metal. It dissolves skin in seconds. There is genuinely nothing that would be left of you. Upper atmosphere winds on Venus reach 360 kilometers per hour, non-stop. For context, a Category 5 hurricane on Earth peaks at around 250 kilometers per hour. Venus's normal wind speed beats that every day, just as background noise. Venus also rotates backwards. On Venus, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, and one day on Venus lasts 243 Earth days. Longer than its own year, Venus takes less time to orbit the sun than it does to spin once. The planet is so slow at rotating that its year is shorter than its day. I genuinely don't know how that's possible, but here we are. Here's the part that actually keeps me up at night. Scientists believe Venus once had liquid water, maybe oceans. For about 2 billion years it may have been habitable. 2 billion years. That's longer than complex life has existed on Earth. Venus had time to develop life. We just don't know if it did. Then the greenhouse effect spiraled out of control. The oceans evaporated. The temperature kept rising. And it never stopped. Venus didn't become a hellscape overnight. It happened slowly, over millions of years. A planet that was possibly fine, possibly even alive, just quietly became the worst place in the solar system. That's the part I find genuinely terrifying. So how would you die on Venus? The honest answer is all at once. Acid on the way down. Pressure before you land. Fire the moment you touch the ground. Jupiter kills you in 2 seconds. Venus gives you maybe 30, and it uses every single one of them against you, which is somehow so much worse. Some scientists call Venus Earth's evil twin. I think that's too nice. Venus is not a planet, it's a warning, and we're not sure what it's warning us about yet. Next time, we're going cold, Uranus, where winds move faster than a bullet, and the whole planet is tilted on its side.